Hey guys, so this is supposed to be kind of a shorter video anyway, and I'm just going to cover kind of a recommendation again that I received from one of you. So you guys probably already know, again, if you're using Void Linux, that you essentially have again the XBPS package manager. So again, this is a CLI based kind of software. But what you can do is you can actually install kind of a GUI interface on top of it, and the GUI goes by the name of OctoXBPS. So I'm supposing it's kind of a fork of another kind of graphical package manager again, but it essentially gives you kind of again those graphical features such as the ones that you see on the Synaptic package manager, for example, for Ubuntu or Debian based, something like that. Now, the way in which you install it, it's rather simple. So you just issue again an XBPS install type of command. So this is usual, and it's under the repository under OctoXBPS. Got a sudo that, and I myself I already have it installed, so I won't need to do the update. But once it is installed, again, you are actually going to also need another package, but we'll get to that. So if I try to open it as is, I type in OctoXBPS. You see that I get kind of this little GUI interface again. And essentially, this has the features again that you would expect from a graphical package manager. So you can search for packages either by description or by name. So if I have a keyword, for example, that I want to put on, that I want to search over the description of the package, I can do so through here, or I can search them by name again. Let's say that I want to install Cowsay, for example. So if I want to install any of them, again, I just right click on it and then I hit install. So this does not install it right away, but it adds the package to my transaction essentially. And this is based around transactions. So every time I need to kind of update or install something, I need to essentially do a commit on the transaction. Now I'm going to show you what's the error that you most likely get if you want to install it as you would expect. And if I type in yes here, you actually get this kind of error. So there are no means to get administrator's credentials, and it says you need essentially an SU front end, so either GKSU or KDESU. Now you do need those, but you actually need a bit more, in fact. So if you only install KDESU, you're not going to, you see that it won't work, at least it didn't work for me. And in fact, what you need is the kind of the full suite of tools for KDE. So you can go to your so I'll just close out of this beforehand. And what you do need to install is essentially the KDE CLI tools in order for it to work. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do an XBPS install -s for the KDE CLI tools. And this is going to take a few seconds again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump essentially to where to after I finish this installation. So once you have finished setting up, so once you have finished installing the KDE CLI tools, you should usually get the default behavior where OctoXBPS gives you a little prompt whenever you need to, for example, update or install your packages, and everything should be working. So in fact, we'll try opening it again. And as an example, let's once again try installing, let's say, Cowsay. So if I search it up here on the search bar, I just right click on it, hit install, and it's added to my commit. So I'm now going to simply commit this installation, and it's going to install the packages that I marked. So in this case, it's only going to install Cowsay. I'm going to hit yes, and now you just need to give your root user's password. So you do need to have a root user with an enabled password for it in order for this to work as of right now. I give it OK, and you notice again that I get the output. So this is the default XBPS output. You would see that if you were installing it on the terminal as well. You do get some nice coloring again, but it's just the same thing. So this is one thing. You also notice that it manages updates. So in fact, I have this little option which is install update. So it is aware that not all of my packages are up to date. So it's offering me the opportunity to just upgrade them. So in fact, if I hit Control U, I get to this little prompt, and this is a list of all the packages again that I need to update. Now it's going to take a while to install all of them, so I'll leave this for later. But what I also want to show is the OctoXBPS notifier, and this is essentially the kind of system tray icon that comes together with the OctoXBPS. If I close this and if I open up a terminal, I can type in OctoXBPS notifier, and this creates this little kind of system tray icon here. So if you have a panel that's compatible with system tray, so i3 blocks itself is compatible. You just need to use the right configuration statement. And in this case, I'm using the XFCE panel, so it's also appearing here on my system tray area. And this allows you to, this essentially sends notifications again whenever it notices that you have packages to update. And it also lets you right click on it in order to do a quick update, a quick upgrade, or to synchronize your database essentially. And I'm going to exit out of this. So if you're using XFCE, you can either make this tray always appear by adding it to your session and startup. So in case you don't know how to do that, you go to your settings manager. And once you're at the session and startup part, you can choose it to be an auto start application. So you notice that I already did that. I just closed it before I started recording this. But essentially, if I edit this, the name doesn't really matter, neither does the description. What you need is you need to set up an auto start, which essentially runs the command OctoXBPS notifier. And then if I do this, so this is already done, I'm going to log out of this little virtual machine, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So just log back in again. And once I give it a few seconds, again, it's going to bring up my XFCE panel. Notice that the OctoXBPS is already on the tray. So it auto started with my XFCE session. And I'm also going to send to put a little link on the on how to do this if you're using i3 blocks, so how to show the kind of the system tray area. And obviously you can add kind of the command that starts XFCE in OctoXBPS notifier if you're using i3 to your i3 configuration, if you want to start it that way. Now that's pretty much it again on the how to use and how to manage your packages using OctoXBPS. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.